The rain poured down heavily, making the cold night feel even colder. Anna walked slowly, her thin coat barely protecting her from the wet and the chill. She hadn't eaten for 2 days. Her feet hurt, bleeding from walking too much. The streets were empty, and the city lights were blurry behind the rain. She kept moving, hoping to find shelter soon. Then, through the wet darkness, she saw a big white house. Its windows glowed with soft yellow light, and the porch looked warm and dry. Anna thought maybe this was a shelter, a safe place where she could rest. She walked up the porch steps, her hands shaking from the cold. She raised her hand and knocked on the heavy wooden door. It opened slowly. A tall man stood there, wearing a black suit that looked very expensive. His eyes were full of surprise and confusion. Anna felt scared but too tired to run away. The man looked at her with a strange mix of concern and caution. "You're not supposed to be here," he said quietly. Anna's lips trembled. She tried to explain, but words failed her. She just wanted to get inside, away from the rain, away from the pain. The man looked at her frozen fingers and wet clothes, then sighed. Instead of sending her away, he opened the door wider. "Come inside before you freeze," he said. Anna stepped into the warm house, feeling the cold leave her body little by little. She looked around and saw expensive furniture and shiny floors. It was nothing like the shelters she had seen before. But for now, it was a refuge. The man introduced himself as Daniel and told her to wait in the living room while he prepared something for her to eat. Anna sat down on a soft couch, feeling the warmth in her soaked clothes. Her eyes were tired, and she looked down at her dirty hands. Daniel returned with a plate of food and a warm drink. Anna's stomach growled loudly, and she ate quickly, tears running down her cheeks without her noticing. She hadn't felt this safe in a long time. Daniel watched her quietly. He was a lonely man, living in a big house all by himself. He never expected to find someone like Anna on his doorstep, but something about her made him want to help. After she finished eating, he showed her a guest room upstairs. It had clean sheets, a thick blanket, and a small window looking out to the garden. Anna hesitated, but then nodded. She climbed the stairs slowly, feeling the weight of her life on her shoulders. That night, as Anna lay in the warm bed, her thoughts were heavy. She thought about the shelter she had left behind, how unsafe it was, how people shouted and fought there. She wondered why Daniel helped her. Was he just a kind man? Or was there more to this night than she understood? Suddenly, a noise from downstairs woke her. She sat up quietly and listened. From the hallway, she heard Daniel's voice on the phone. He sounded serious, almost afraid. "She can't find out who I really am," he said in a low voice. Anna's heart beat faster. Who was this man? Why was he hiding something from her? She wanted to go back to sleep, but questions filled her mind. What had she walked into? The warm house was no longer just a shelter. It was the start of a story she did not yet understand. Outside, the rain kept falling, but inside that big white house, a strange connection was growing between two lonely people, one searching for safety, the other hiding from his past. The night was full of silence, but tomorrow would bring new questions, new chances, and maybe the first step toward hope. Anna woke up the next morning feeling warm but uneasy. The sun was just starting to shine through the curtains, but her mind was full of thoughts about Daniel's phone call. She dressed quietly and went downstairs, hoping to talk to him. But the living room was empty. Only a cup of coffee sat on the table, still steaming. She waited, but no one came. Outside, the rain had stopped, and the sky was clear. Anna stepped onto the porch and looked around. The neighborhood was quiet, filled with big houses and perfectly trimmed gardens. It was a different world from the streets she knew. She wondered how she had ended up here. Daniel returned after a while, dressed in a neat suit, his face calm but tired. He didn't explain his phone call or his secret words. Instead, he invited Anna to sit with him in the garden. The sun was warm and flowers bloomed everywhere. For a moment, Anna forgot about her fears. They talked quietly. Daniel asked about her life, and she told him pieces of her story. How she lost her job, her home, and the shelter that was no longer safe. He listened carefully but kept some things to himself. Anna felt both grateful and confused. Why was this stranger so kind? Later, Daniel showed Anna a small room in the house where she could stay for a while. He said she didn't have to worry about anything. But Anna noticed his eyes darken for a moment when he spoke about trust and secrets. She didn't understand what he meant. That night, Anna heard a noise again. This time, it was different. A soft knock on the door downstairs. She opened it to find a small envelope on the floor. Inside was a simple note. "Tomorrow, you must be ready. Trust no one." The words sent a chill down her spine. Anna knew that her life was about to change, but she didn't know if it was for better or worse. The millionaire's house was no longer just a shelter. It was a place filled with mystery and danger, and Anna had stepped into a world she never expected. Anna woke early, the note still heavy in her pocket. The quiet mansion felt different now, like a beautiful cage. She wondered who had left the message, and why she should trust no one. Her heart beat fast as she dressed in the small room Daniel had given her. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but she knew she had to be ready. Downstairs, Daniel was waiting with a serious face. He didn't smile like before. "There are things you don't know about me," he said quietly. "People who watch this house. People who would hurt you if they find out you're here." Anna looked at him, confused and scared. She never imagined a rich man's life could be so dangerous. Daniel handed her a phone and told her to keep it with her at all times. "If anything happens, call me." But Anna noticed he hesitated, as if he wasn't sure she would be safe, even with his help. They spoke in whispers about a secret business Daniel was involved in, one with powerful enemies. Later, a black car stopped outside the house. 2 men stepped out, wearing dark glasses and suits. They didn't smile or talk to Anna, but their eyes seemed to watch her carefully. Anna felt like a prisoner, but didn't want to show her fear. She stayed quiet, listening to Daniel explain that these men were there to protect her, or maybe to keep her under watch. That night, Anna couldn't sleep. She thought about her life on the streets, the homeless shelters, and now this strange mansion with secrets at every corner. She wondered if she would ever be free again, or if she was trapped in a world much bigger and darker than she ever imagined. Before she fell asleep, she looked at the phone Daniel gave her and whispered, "I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I'm ready." The next day, Anna's life was about to change forever, in ways she could never guess. Anna's days in the mansion grew more tense. The quiet walls seemed to listen, and every sound felt important. Daniel remained kind but distant, always careful with his words. Anna tried to learn more about the secret world he hinted at, but he only shared small pieces, never the whole story. One afternoon, Anna noticed a hidden door behind a large painting in the hallway. Curiosity pulled her closer, but before she could touch it, Daniel appeared. "That door is not safe," he warned quietly. "There are things in this house you must never see." Anna felt frustration and fear. She wanted to trust Daniel, but the secrets made her feel like a stranger in his world. That night, she found a journal on her bedside table, its pages filled with stories of danger, loss, and loneliness. Daniel's story. She saw a man who had lost much and feared losing. More suddenly, the phone rang. Anna answered quickly. A voice she didn't recognize whispered, "They are coming. You must leave now." Heart pounding, she looked around. Daniel was nowhere to be seen. Grabbing a small bag, Anna slipped quietly out the back door. The night air was cold, but free. As she disappeared into the darkness, she knew her life was no longer just about survival. It was about fighting for truth and safety in a world full of secrets. Anna moved through the night, her heart pounding with every step. She didn't know who the voice on the phone belonged to, but the warning was clear. Danger was coming. The quiet streets that once seemed peaceful now felt filled with shadows, watching her. She clutched the small bag tightly, knowing it held more than just her few belongings. It held her hope. The next morning, Anna found a small cafe to rest. She kept looking over her shoulder, afraid someone was following. As she sipped her coffee, a man approached. He was calm but serious, with kind eyes that seemed to understand everything without words. "You need help," he said softly. Anna nodded, too tired to explain. The man introduced himself as Mark, a friend of Daniel's. He told her that Daniel was protecting something valuable, something dangerous, and that's why he had to keep secrets. Anna listened, confused but trusting. Mark said they needed to stay hidden until it was safe. That night, Anna looked at the stars and thought about the life she left behind. The cold streets, the fear, the loneliness. Now, she was caught in a world bigger than she ever imagined. But for the first time, she felt hope. The danger was real, but so was the chance for a new beginning, and Anna was ready to fight for it. Anna's days grew heavier with the weight of secrets she barely understood. Daniel remained distant, his smiles rare and guarded, as if carrying the burden of a hidden world. Yet, in quiet moments, he showed kindness that touched the walls Anna had built around her heart. One evening, as rain fell softly outside the mansion, Daniel invited Anna to sit beside him in the study. The room was filled with old books and soft light. He finally spoke, his voice low but steady. He revealed the truth. His family's fortune was tied to powerful enemies, and his life was never truly his own. Anna listened, her fear mingling with something new, trust. Daniel wasn't just a stranger or a millionaire. He was a man trapped by his past, searching for a way to break free. And somehow, their fates were now linked. Suddenly, a sharp knock at the door shattered the moment. Mark hurried in, his face pale. "They've found us," he said. The quiet house felt like a cage closing in. Anna's heart raced. She looked at Daniel, knowing this was no longer just about shelter or survival. It was about standing together, against the unknown. As footsteps approached, Anna took a deep breath. Whatever came next, she would face it. Not as a homeless woman, but as someone who had found a reason to fight. The story ended with the door slowly opening, leaving the rest unknown, a promise of danger, hope, and a bond stronger than fear.